Hello and welcome to my Flosstube channel. I'm Dawn from Frosty XStitch. This is a new to me mug. I ordered it at the beginning of November last year. There was 4 of them in a pack and I thought I might give them out as Christmas presents. Because yeah, you don't just put 4 mugs in an online shop and just buy 4 mugs from a company that actually doesn't sell mugs. So I put in some other stuff that was Christmassy stuff and I sent that to me, and then informed me that the mugs, why I placed the order, was being delayed and it would arrive sometime in April. Never heard from them again. They turned up in April, so I've got my mugs. Yeah, I haven't had very much luck with the post generally in the last 3/4 of a year. And in case you wonder why I'm looking down there, because I've got my camera up there now and I need to just check if I'm actually in the screen, and I'm so not used to seeing myself when I'm filming a Flosstube and just looking at a camera with nothing. I don't know if I'm in it, if it's focusing, I don't know. So please excuse me. I also have notes. I have stuff to show. I'm trying to drink coffee. My phone's on silent, so that's not a problem. I don't know about the light because 2 days ago it was raining with 15 degrees, degrees Celsius, which means thick jumper and another thick jumper, and today it's 30 degrees, which is hot summer weather where you walk around in a t-shirt and shorts. So yeah, and the sun's shining, so I don't know how the situation is. I've got the blinds down halfway. I usually don't film in natural light because I'm usually too late. We'll see. And yeah, I've already started out in 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 42 seconds, so this is going to be a long one. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, so just my whole setup is new to me. I put some cards up there. Yeah, okay, how do I do this? This one is Basel, and of course it's not focusing, so can't help that. We have a beautiful card, a very beautiful special card from Stitch 42. One that made me really laugh from Stitch and Bun. And that one there. Oh my god, I can't do this. This one? Yeah, that one. That's actually a wooden board with, I think it's probably done with heat, and that's from Scottish Stitcher. So, and the first one is handmade by a very special friend to me, who I haven't seen in over 20 years. But that's life. I just put those up so that you don't have to constantly look at my lovely old-fashioned 1920s door handle that just leads to my office but always is closed. Unfortunately you can't really see the red velvet of my Chesterfield. Yeah, I don't know if I like the setup. It's just that I still haven't got around to putting my furniture back the way it was, or the way I want it, after the builders came to put in my cable, my TV cable, my fibre optics cable. Okay, good. It's TV and not TV and the whole I'm not even going into that. People who follow me, they know about what it's about. So anyway, I'm back. I'm really sorry I've been away for so long. I realised that my last Flosstube was on the 16th of April. 16th of April? yeah, I thought I might be gone for about a month because yeah, work is not good. It still isn't good. Nothing has changed. It's gotten worse. If anything, I haven't got a new job. I didn't get a coach because apparently I'm a special case and nobody wants me. Nobody wants to help me. So I've got my profile up on LinkedIn, got that built out, reconnected with already 35 old contacts. I can't reconnect with everybody because lots of people from that life I had to really cut out of my life because they were hurting me. They were damaging my mental health and I don't want to reconnect with them. So it's difficult. It's really difficult to try and see who to connect with and who not. I've still got some open requests and I'm going to start meeting with people that I know that are still in Basel or might visit Basel again and see if they can help me find a new job. I think that's the only way for me to get a decent job, and even if it's a temporary job, I don't know, we'll see. It's difficult. I have no support and I don't really know how to go about it. And of course the other issue was being sick for so long, of course, didn't help because, yeah, I'll get into that in a moment, but when you're sick you just can't apply for jobs, you can't do it. I mean, you're too sick, you can't think, you can't write a letter of, you know. Anyway, so on Wednesday we'll have another meeting because officially the contract, non-existent verbal contract with the disability and the bakery is until the end of June. I still get no pay for my work. I get no recognition. I get no thank you. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad, and I need to leave because they don't even talk to each other, let alone talk to me. And the whole point of me going to work is that I'm not alone at home. It's that I get out of my flat, go to a place where there are people waiting for me and expect me to work in a team. I belong to the IT team. The IT team is 3 people. They've been having meetings last week, IT team meetings, and I was not invited for not one of them. So now we're releasing this week, which they only told me on Friday. Oh, by the way, we're going to release, but we're going to release first for the bakers, and then we're going to release 2 days later for the pâtissier, and then we're going to release for the kitchen, and then we're going to release for the rest. Yeah, so your scripts are okay, aren't they? It's like, no. I mean, yes, they're finished, they're done, they're there, but some of it is, you know, you can't let it loose. You just have to wait and put it active, then when it gets used. I can't put them on active yet. And they just go, yeah, oh yeah, we'll release midnight tomorrow. I can't release it midnight tomorrow because I'll be asleep in bed. So, and they don't talk to me, and it's absolutely, it's a farce. It's a nightmare. And I mean, things like I now haven't got a laptop, MacBook anymore. They gave me an old MacBook where the screen was broken, so I had the screen that I hooked up. But when I had to go and support in one of the bakeries, I would take the laptop and hook it up. Well, now I have an iMac, which is tiny because the iMac that I have here is a 27-inch. This is a 25-inch, I think, 23-inch even. You can't program on a screen this size. You can't. It doesn't work. So finally, I asked there's a screen over there, am I allowed to use that? And they said, yeah, of course, nobody's using it. So I took that screen, hooked it up, come to work today, and no, last week came to work and they took the cable that hooks up iMac to my screen. So he was like, okay, thank you, where's my cable? Oh yeah, we needed it for, you'll get it back tomorrow. So I had to work on one screen again. Come today, and it's like, oh, no power. So they took my power cable because they ordered a printer which came with a German cable, which we can't use, and they took my cable. Why didn't they take somebody who's on holiday or somebody who works part-time, whatever? Why is it always mine? It's just... Okay, that was work. Sorry. Yeah, I did a Flosstube, 16th of April. And then I think I talked about work and how bad it was going, and that I was actually hoping to leave as soon as possible. Didn't happen. I then got an ear infection. It was basically this ear, but also slightly on this ear. As I had a doctor's appointment in that week anyway, the first 3 days I just phoned in sick. Then I went to my doctor, he looked in my ear and he said, this one's fine, but this one is slightly infected, but it'll go away. So I don't need to do anything, it'll be fine, just stay at home for a whole week. You don't want to go to work, do you? And I said, no. I said, stay at home for the week. So I stayed at home, and sometimes when I lie on it, it really hurts, it's really bad. Or when I have a shower, wash my hair, it gets really bad. As you can see, I'm getting a bit warm, but there's nothing I can do, we don't have AC. So I'm just going to sweat. It's not that I've got this on because this is, no, yeah, but I'm wearing pants just because I didn't know with where the camera is going to go if you would see that I'm not wearing pants. So I'm wearing pants. Yeah, I might take them off if it's too hot. Yeah, so I stayed at home for a week and I was feeling awful, I was feeling dizzy, I had vertigo, which, try and stitch when you've got vertigo, you literally cannot find where your needle needs to go. It doesn't work. So I was not stitching. Then I went back to work. On Wednesday my boss was not there and I said, oh, you know, just sort of, oh, okay. And then somebody told me, oh yeah, he's off sick. And I said, sick? And he said, yeah, his little boy, who now goes to preschool, or preschool, don't know what, caught a cold. Now he's got it, because he looks after his kid, I think sort of 20% of the work week. And I said, he's allowed to be sick. I said, oh, I didn't say anything, it's fine. If he's sick, stay at home, you know. He came to work on Thursday and Friday. He was sick as a dog. He was coughing, sneezing. He was pale. He definitely had a temperature. I looked at him and I said, can't you go home? Because my immune system is not used to all this stuff. So I'm going to become sick if you stay here. You know, but I had stuff to do, otherwise I would have left. And he's my boss, so I can't order him to go home. If it would have been anybody else, I would have said, hey, go home or I leave. It's just, yeah. He's my boss. So I told him, look, I'll probably get this if you stay here. I stayed away from him. I didn't touch anything that he touched. Saturday evening, suddenly got this really bad cold. It floored me. It was Saturday evening, I was down, out for the count for 10 days. I was lying flat on my back, couldn't move. I was coughing, sneezing, runny nose, fever, vertigo because my ear infection came back. It was bad. And then being at home for so long, I couldn't stand it anymore. So I didn't really know how to get up on Monday morning, so I just got up really late, went into work. I looked like death warmed up. And I just looked at everybody and they looked at me and they said, oh, you don't look good. And I said, yeah, I'm just here to work a bit. And I said, don't you want to go home? And I said, no, just go away. I'm probably not infectious, but go away. I then, in that week, we had one bank holiday in the middle, so that was good. And I worked 1 or 2 hours every day. So I got out of the house. So I got out, and that helped me to just, you know. But I mean, you could look at me and you knew this person is really, really sick. And yeah, I'm still sick. I've still got it. When I cough up stuff. So it's not on my lungs yet. I haven't got an infection. I haven't got an infection here or anything. It's not hay fever. I've still got the cold. And this is due to my boss. And I'm really pissed at him. Because if I don't feel well, my anxiety is new. My depression is there. I'm not really depressed, but I'm really down because I can't go out. There's like the social gathering this evening, and for one, I don't feel well. I want to go to sleep. I don't want to go out because it's 30 degrees, and I don't want to go because my boss will be there. So yeah, I haven't decided yet. It's 5 to 4 p.m. I think it starts at 6. Last time I tried to go, I still had vertigo, so I couldn't walk across the field, and I knew I've got the temperature, and the temperatures were high again. They were 30 degrees on that day. And then I just saw them, the first person I saw all alone was my boss, and it was like, no. And then I saw others coming, and then they just sat there, and half an hour later they were still sitting there, grill and whatever, instead of playing this, it's called Viking chess, or cob. So it was actually meant as a training session for cob. That's why I wanted to go. Yeah. After half an hour they still weren't playing, after 3/4 of an hour they still weren't playing, and I just didn't want to go and sit with them. Because they were drinking beer, they were getting silly, and I didn't want to grill, I didn't want to eat there. I just felt really, really awful, and so I left. And I know that they're expecting me to come this evening, and I would love to go, but if my boss is there, and if they don't start playing cob until 9 o'clock, I don't want to do it. I just don't. I would love to play the game, I would love to interact, and I would love to do the social event, but I don't want to go and grill. I don't. And I don't want to hang around with them when they drink beer. I don't mind if we play and they drink beer, but if they just hang around, drink beer, then I might as well leave. So, 80 minutes, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just going down my list, so please excuse. Hello and welcome to my channel if you're new, because I've got quite a lot of new subscribers and I'm surprised because, like I said, I haven't put out a Flosstube for 2 months and I got quite a lot of new subscribers. So yes, I talk a lot. If you haven't noticed that by now, you probably already shut off. I talk a lot. I talk about my life. Sometimes I don't. I talk about cross-stitch. I show some cross-stitch. I'm a slow stitcher. But maybe you like what you see, maybe you want to stay. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell. It would make me happy to have more subscribers. Or if you leave a message, a comment, I like comments. I answer comments. It might take me 3 to 4 days to get to your comment, but I'll answer. So, and I like comments, so yeah. Anyway, so thank you for however you came to me. If you want to let me know who shouted me out or where you came from, or if it's from Stitching Jules, she's making this huge list of floss tubers. I don't know where you came from, but it would be nice to hear. If you don't want to say, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I have lots to say and don't really know where to start. Sorry. Coffee finished. Put that away. Make space. See what's next on the list. Oh, okay. I have some whips. Now, who was it? Misty Porcel. She's Fiberlicious, is it? Oh my god, I can't remember. I'm already sorry. Sorry, Misty. She put out there that she sort of has 3 to 4 whips and she can't really deal with more than that. So joining in Stitch Mania, where you start 15 or 19 or 31 new starts, doesn't really appeal to her because they'll just be lying there and she'll concentrate on a handful of stitches. I've noticed I'm the same. I like to have 3 whips on the go. At the moment I have 4. But I couldn't join Mania. I couldn't do a whip Mania because with 3 whips doesn't really do a Mania. I didn't want to start anything new. I want to start everything new, but I know that when I start something new I want to work on it, but I've got my other ones and those need to be finished sometime. If I don't work on them, they won't be finished. The starts that I started last year for Mania, I think I don't know how many I started, but I did a vlog style. I put it all into one video, but I did vlog style, showing my start and how far I got, what I did. Those projects, except for one, are still in the same project bags, in the same, at exactly the same spot where I left them after Mania last year. One of them I got out and Stitch done it and finished it. One. All the others are still there. And I remember 3 of them. I don't know what the others are. And at the moment I just don't want to see them, I don't want to stitch them. So, no Mania for me. But then I couldn't really decide, and then I was sick, and then I wasn't stitching, and then so yeah. I know it's been 2 months, but for 2 months it's not very much stitching. I'm a slow stitcher, and I've just noticed that at the moment when I get home from work I need a break and I just go for a nap, and a nap is between 2 and 3 hours. And after that I don't really feel like stitching, and I've noticed very often that I actually get my stitching out. Now I've got 2 stitching spots. I've got in front of my TV and in the kitchen. And in the kitchen I've got actually 3 whips and they're lying there. I could just basically take them and start stitching. But like the one it's next to my TV. I have a TV chair and it's next to me there, and I sometimes even get it out and I look at it, and then I get the chart and then I sort of look at it and then I think, oh yeah, I'm on this thread, oh yeah, oh where shall I start stitching, and then oh this is actually quite interesting, okay let's watch this part, and it's, oh yeah I wanted to stitch didn't I, okay so okay, I've got floss. Oh, I've even got floss on my, yeah, okay. I might just do some, where do I need to go? Oh, what did he say? Oh yeah, and then I go on watching TV, and at the end of it I've put in 2 stitches in my 90 days project. This is 90 days of full coverage. So yeah, I put in between 2 and 10 stitches a day. Now, I know that's not a lot, but I'm consistently doing that, so every stitch is 1 stitch further towards the end product. That's what I'm going with. I know. I'm really sorry, but it is just yeah, that's just the way it is. Anyway, let's start. This is the project that I'm doing. It's an anchor kit, and I actually quite like stitching with anchor. It's a bit different to DMC, not very much. It's different when you stitch half stitches. When you do half stitches, you notice that the twist of the floss is a bit different. But lots of people have said that anchor black is a lot better for coverage than DMC black. I cannot stand behind that, because on my Hade that I'm stitching, because everybody said anchor black is better than DMC, I bought anchor black for that on my Hade, and there's quite a lot of black. But I've used DMC black and anchor black. There's absolutely no difference in coverage, there's no difference in stitching. Now, I don't know if, because this is a Russian kit, it's made in Hungary, went through Germany, so I don't quite know if it's a German or Hungarian kit. But this is definitely European anchor. And I don't know if there's a difference between European anchor and American anchor, or between European DMC and US DMC. I don't know, but I would guess there is. That's just my guess. So I have no trouble with DMC black, anchor black. Like I say, this is like stitching with DMC. If I wouldn't constantly be reminded that this is an anchor kit, it's an anchor kit, it's not only that I chose to stitch with anchor, I wouldn't know. I would really not know. I would imagine that I'm stitching with DMC. So this is what I've got so far. I think the top, I've showed you that before, and new is sort of, I came down here. Sorry, it's all a bit, because I roll it up and squash it in my hands because I stitch in hand. This all is new, what's coming down sort of here until the bottom. So this part is newish. I don't know what I've already shown on here, because I do the weekly updates on the full coverage fanatics group, and there I can see how much progress I've done. This is stitched, by the way, so that's not, I didn't leave that out. Yeah, I'm not putting it on Instagram or anything because there's not that much to see. Like I said, I'm not stitching that much on it, but it's actually looking quite good, and I'm happily plodding along. I hope to get a few more good sessions in when I watch films or series where I can stitch. Of course, if I watch something like Captain Marvel, I'm not going to stitch. But yeah, anyway, I have to just cut this here. Hang on. Yep, sorry about that. I've just realised that my camera tends to sort of go all wonky after about 30 minutes. And it's the webcam, and I don't know why it does it. It's a bit annoying, and it's been doing it, and if of course I'm not looking at that, trying to look at you, I'm really trying to look at you, then I don't see what happens, so I just put a little cut in there. So, whips. You all know her, you all love her! Yay! September Sapphire Fairy. I'm sorry, yes, I'm doing a Michelle Bendy. I'm not very good at it. But September Sapphire Fairy started her, well, I don't know, who cares? I've written it down. So I had all the top already done, and I'm sort of just filling in bits here, there, going down. Over here I've done this bit already, so she's beautiful. I love her. I would love to stitch more on her, but the way that I've done my working copies is so bad, and I all cut like here and then cut like over there and here and there, and it's really bad. And I've highlighted some stuff off, and then I can't forget that I've highlighted it on one page and not the other, and then it just goes all over the place, and then I lose my spot, and then it's, yeah. I didn't have to frog that much. It's like frogging 1 or 2 stitches maybe, but not more than that. And then of course, when I sit down and stitch on her, I'm going to stitch at least an hour or 2, and I've not been doing that lately, so didn't get very much love. My third whip is this. It's a Russian kit. Is it Russian? Yeah. Ukrainian. It's Ukrainian. I'm sorry. So the car is actually nearly finished, but the background that you can see, you know, this whole thing going around it, that also has to be stitched, and it's an absolute nuisance. It's a nightmare. It's driving me freaking crazy because, oh no, I didn't bring the floss along. But the floss in this is not DMC, it's not Anchor, it's some sort of stupid, don't know what, and I can't change it because coming in sort of from there. That's the colour key, so it's a colour chart, as you can see, and it gives you what you should do in 2 strands, 1 strand, half cross stitches and whatever. Now when I stitch with 2 strands, I actually have I do quite long threads. I can't with this because they'll actually fray and break. It's like, what? The floss is like DMC. I would have said to the touch and feel it's like DMC, but it's a bit more flimsy. And if I have longer strands and I pull them, because yes, I stitch in hand, but I've actually got quite some tension on it that sometimes I can't get my needle underneath the stitches to, you know, tie off my thread. It rips. My floss rips. It's like, so doing 2 strands is more or less fine, but I'll show you my progress. Get this out of the way. This is what I've got. So you can see the car is actually doing quite well. Now, underneath, like there, for instance, and along here, those are full crosses with 1 strand. And I think you can see, because you can see that it's quite a lot. You can see the fabric through it. Doing those with 1 thread, it's a nightmare. The thread keeps ripping, it gets caught, it knots, and this is only the beginning of it, because you see how much more I've got to do around the car, and that's full crosses 1 stitch, half crosses 1 stitch, and then I still have back stitch. It's not very much back stitch, luckily, but yeah, I'm not enjoying it. Anyway, the car is more or less getting there, so, and I like it, so that's good. But there are some more kits from this. I don't know if I want to get them, or if I get them I'll have to substitute, but like I say, the colours have no numbers, and the colours on the chart do not resemble what's on here, so I would not know and I don't have a master set of DMC where I can just go and choose floss. So I don't quite know what I'll do. I have one other chart of a car, an old timer, but that's different company. So, and then I had a new start, and yeah, sorry, no picture, but it's from, sorry, it's from the, what was it, 25 years of memorabilia, and I gave out this little leaflet, and in the leaflet there's a cameo. This is my take on it. And I've only sort of done the bottom half, but I've already started on the beads, but I haven't done any back stitching yet. And the fabric is a bit more violet, pinky violet, than it shows up. And the floss that I'm using, the fabric was dyed, hand dyed by Michelle Bendy. The needle minder comes from Hand Dyed Diva, now Stitching Cafe. And the floss is Gentle Art Peach Ice Cream, and it's a short cut, and I got this from Andrea C. I Heart Cross Stitch. So this was perfect because I didn't want to do it in white. Ecru, DMC Ecru wasn't right, and this was the only one that I found, and it was from Andrea. So I actually think it's quite nice that I'm stitching, because I think Andrea likes purple. Yes, it looks a bit more lilac than purple. I think she likes the colours. I know that she likes Mirabilia Fancy Ladies, so I hope she appreciates me stitching with her floss on this. And the beads, I don't know if I got the beads from her as well, but it was an unopened pack of beads that I had from somewhere. So yeah, I just started that a few days ago because I didn't know why I need a new start, but I just did. So that was my whips. Yeah, not a lot to show, I know. Okay, yeah, I would have liked to join, like I said, I would have liked to join Mania. I would have liked to join 24 hours of cross stitch. That actually sounded really good fun. And the way that you could do it with 48 hours where you can actually sleep and eat and drink and do whatever you want. I would like to participate. I can't do 24 hours at a time, I can't, I need my sleep. But I saw virtual stitches a few times when I woke up. I woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you take your mobile phone out and you see Sammy J Stitches live, and you go on there and it's like the virtual stitchers, and all sitting there, it's like stitching along, and it's like, you know, they're not even really talking, and then it's hello, good morning, and then Sammy J saw it and said, oh look, Dawn's online, hello Dawn, and it's hello Dawn, hello Dawn, and then which Dawn is this? So I just watched them for a bit, and Vicky came on and said, oh yeah, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody who's already left, and I said, bye Vicky, and then she WhatsApped me and said, hi Dawn, I need to go to bed. Bye. So that was quite good. And then the next day, again, I wake up at about 10, put it on, Sammy J Stitches live, and they're all there again. That was fun. So if I do it, I'll try and get onto virtual stitches. And yeah, in front of the camera, I know there's only space for 10 or 12 people, I don't know. But me being in Europe, I have different times than you in America, so I can probably get on there if it's on for 24 hours. It would be nice, but it would definitely need some planning on my part, you know, organising my daily structure, organising what I want to stitch on, getting my supplies ready, and sit down and really stitch and really join the group. It's hosted by Jen Lee. She does Flosstube. She actually gives very good instructions on what she wants you to do, and it's very easy and it's very open, and the rules are your rules basically. It's like Stitch Mania. You can do whatever you like. The only thing she wants is if you participate, and I think that's good. And there's a Facebook group which I haven't joined yet, but because I was too sick, there was absolutely no way that I could stitch, so I didn't. But I would really like to. Anyway, so I'm really sorry. This is going to be really, really long. I talked about this probably last year already, but this week, oh sorry, the week that's just passed, it's Monday. If I haven't said, it's Monday the 17th. It's Monday the 17th. Last week it was Art Miami Basel. I don't know why it's now Art Miami Basel, because actually it's Art Basel and Miami is hooked onto it. It's a huge exhibition. It's in the main exhibition place here, just 300 meters long now, where the big art is on, and they have galleries from all over the world. They have artists from all over the world, and we have so many stars and people you should know from media and sports and film and music and I don't know what, who actually come and buy or just look at art. My cousin saw Leonardo DiCaprio last year. I've seen George Clooney. I've seen all sorts of people here. But you just leave them alone, because they have, the first day is for press and the second day is for VIPs, and then it starts and then it's open. But you have to pay. If you want to go in, you have to pay, and it's something like $50 to get in, and then you haven't even bought a piece of art. But there are so many other big art exhibitions going on, and nearly every gallery has an art exhibition going on. Because of this, I found out that my gallery owner, the gallery that I sort of see as my home gallery, because most of my art is from there, she died. And of course I only saw it because her gallery was not open and there was no new art in it, and she always has an art exhibition on. And then I saw in a newspaper that somebody put up one of these, you know, I don't know but just saying, you know, thank you for being here and what you did for me. And then I realised she died, and it must have been between Fasnacht, which was in February, and now, and I don't know when. And she wasn't that old, and yeah, I haven't quite got to terms with that. But one of the places where I used to go, it has a bar downstairs that used to have parties and stuff, and now it belongs to somebody else. But the whole building is an old brewery, so it's like a tower, you know, and the brewery's downstairs, but it's all out of commission. They're not working there anymore. So the whole building has different things going on in there, which already are arts and crafts. But the whole building is then closed down, and they build on this huge tent. It has like 3 sort of like windpipes going up, sort of 3 dark black windpipes going up, which is like a tent, and in there they also have installations. Usually it's the middle of the summer heat already, so you would have 30 to 35 degrees, while it was about 15 degrees. So in a tent it was freezing, and then inside the building it was too hot because there's no AC and no windows you can open, and yeah. But me and my mum, we like to go there because it's Lichte, the young art fair. So the galleries are not allowed to be older than 5 years, and the art that they bring has to be from artists that haven't been showing their art for more than 5 years. That's sort of the young art fair. They want to get new art in. And it was a woman who did the whole exhibition, the curating and everything this time. It's all little places. But I came on an empty stomach because I had to work longer, had no food, and there were so many phallic symbols and all sorts of, and lots of, it was too much sex, but not sex, it was too much, I don't know, and then horror and gore, and I couldn't stomach it. I didn't find anything I actually liked in there. My mum, who actually did, my mum's British, so she has an art degree, and she said, this is a really interesting exhibition. And I said, okay, which pieces did you like? And she said, no, I didn't say I liked the pieces, it's a really interesting exhibition. Okay, that put me in my place. Yeah, but it was hot, cold, and then like all these phallic symbols all over the place. And then the female genitalia, and then the gore and the horror, and it was just too much. And we didn't even go for a coffee, we just decided no, goodbye. What also happened is my cousin, I think I talked about him, he's in Switzerland, my family, I'm the oldest and he's the youngest cousin. We're about 20 years apart. But he's into photography, and he managed to actually get a gallery owner asked him and said, Cedric, would you like to put up an exhibition of your photography? We're only a small gallery, but she has prime space. It's fantastic. There's only 2 small rooms, and so he had his vernissage, the opening, on Friday before art, which was good. I went, I loved it. He's had better exhibitions, but for what he did there, it was really good. Unfortunately, most of my Swiss family was there, and if I would have known that, I would have gone later. My dad had a golf tournament, and I don't know if that was really, anyway, let's leave that. But it was really good to see my cousin, and I came along with my mum and my brother, and he just sort of ignored everybody, and he just came to me and he just gave me this huge bear hug and just said, oh Dawn, oh, it's so nice that you're here, it's so lovely that you're here. I was freaking out, I didn't know if this is going to happen, I didn't know what to do, I was so nervous. Oh, thank God you're here. And we held on to each other for about 2 minutes, and I just said, hey, it's done, it's finished, now you just have to show it to people. It's finished, you don't have to do anything anymore, you can relax. And he said, oh, that's true, oh, that's true. And it was really nice. It was just so nice that he welcomed me in that way, because I've been supporting him, and I just loved his face lighting up seeing me. It was good for both of us. And he didn't just do the exhibition, he also gave out a book. Now the book could have come at any time, but he decided to give it out at the same time as the exhibition. So I went back on Wednesday afternoon, because Wednesday afternoon my dad then came along as well. My dad used to be a photographer, a hobby photographer, and did his own black and white development and everything. He's got the eye for photography. So my cousin really wanted my dad's opinion, and he didn't come to the opening. But I told my dad, look, I'm going to this book discussion, why don't you come along? And he said, oh okay, but I might not stay long. He did actually. and the book discussion went over in no time. Apparently it was an hour, I don't know, but it was really good because the photographer that he used to work with at the beginning, he sort of had questions and pointed out stuff, and there was a moderator, and it was so good. And of course I know so many stories, so I just want to show you a bit. But this is the invitation. Now this actually is the front door of my cousin's place where he used to live when he just used to live about 200 meters over there. So that was his front door. This picture was taken a few years ago, and the invitation of course is on the back. And the way he sent it to me, he put all these stickers on the envelope. I thought that was absolutely funny. Oh, I should have put my address. Never mind. Who cares? My address. Then if you buy a book, you actually get the little bag to go with it. And it's called Frühling. Frühling means spring, because his book has the title Frühling. Be careful with this stuff. So what he had was, if you want to see pictures from Lichte or my cousin's art exhibition, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm XStitch on Instagram. I've got a private account, but if you want to follow me and I can see that you're a cross-stitcher, it's okay, I'll let you in. And I've put up stories about my cousin's exhibition, but also from Lichte, and I put them in my highlights on my profile page. So on my profile page you can find those and you can look at it. And you can see that he put up, they were like about this. So you get like a whole booklet, and he put them in a sort of heart-shaped form. And you then can go and you can just rip off which one you like. And they're different, they're all different. So you rip off, and then at the end you can just, I mean, he's got all these different ones, and they're postcards, so you can use them as postcards or just as cards to hang up. And I mean, some of them are really beautiful. And then you have this little bag, and it says Blumen selber pflücken, and then it tells a bit more about Cedric. So it means pick your own flowers, and you put them in one of these bags, and one of them costs $2, 2 francs, and then you just have a little thing and you just put your coins in there. So you can give more or less, so it didn't really matter. So I've got my little flowers in this. The rest was a full exhibition where the pictures are there. This is the book. As you can see, it's in pink. Nobody's colour is pink. But it's Frühling, so spring, and he put in sort of the first 10 years of his sort of journey. And the book opens up to a red page, and it basically just starts with the first photo. And the whole book is only photos. It's only photos. And they're chronological, and at the bottom of each page, like down there, you can see the date and the time of when it was taken. So you get odd combinations because they were taken at different days, but they just come together somehow. And there are pictures in here where I know the whole story. I mean, this was something that we actually discussed, because this was a commission. So he had, this woman has a boutique and she wanted to have her clothes shown, and this guy is a model, and he stood there and he had to take his glasses off because he had something in his eye. And Cedric caught this on camera, and this is the picture that made it into the exhibition and into the book. And then at the end you just have the dates, and maybe it has a name, so you can get a title to the pictures. And at the end it says thank you to some people. One of them's me. Two of them are my parents. So that was very exciting, and I'm going to just do a quick and start again, just that my camera sort of knows what's going on. Yeah, it's a long one. I'm sorry, I'm looking there, I'm looking out. I hope this video is okay, I just don't know. So, if you're interested in any of his art, if I don't forget, hang on. Yeah. I'll put his web address on there and you can check out his art if you're interested, which you probably won't be, but that's okay. Okay, let's go back to cross stitch. I actually bought some stash. Yes, I'm in Stitch from Stash. I was doing really well. I was not buying anything, and then I was frustrated, and I shop a lot when I'm frustrated. But as I've put on weight, I'm not shopping for clothes anymore. I don't go out shopping for clothes anymore. Buying food is a bad idea because I put on weight. So I started shopping for charts, and also, that comes a bit later, but I got a sort of unicorn chart. Because maybe I go, hang on. Where is it? I have some shout outs down here, and I just have to find her first. Yeah, it's Lisa S. Stitches. She's been on Flosstube for 3 years. I think she's British. And her profile picture, when I looked at it properly, I knew that's a chart. I need that chart. I need that chart. So I asked her, you know, profile picture, that chart, and she told me what it's called and where it's from. So I actually had a unicorn chart because it's one that you cannot get under something like $17. I don't want to pay $17 for an Alessandra Adelaide chart that is just on plain paper, and I know her charts, so I was not prepared to pay the price of $17 or $19 for it. And I was searching for other websites that have it. Most websites where I usually buy my charts from didn't have it, because I have to also be conscious of shipping cost, and no charts travels alone, so tax and whatever. Eventually I actually bought it from Alessandra Adelaide, and because she's Italian, it was only $3 shipping costs. It's like, what? That's even less than shipping inside of Switzerland. Couldn't believe it. Anyway, so I bought some stash. I also bought some... Why am I doing stash first? Yeah, I do stash first. Who cares? I also bought my very first hand-dyed fabric. I should say fabrics. But it's going to take up between 4 and 8 weeks until I get one or the other package. I got 2 from Crafty Kitten and 2 from Chromatic Alchemy, because Scottish Stitcher told me where she gets hers from, and I looked at their webpage and I wanted specific. I stitch on Ada, and I'm happy to stitch pretty much everything on cream coloured Ada, or Ada that I get from other stitchers as Stitchy Kindness, or they just send it to me as Ada. Yeah, I love stitching on that, it's fine. But for this one Mirabilia pattern, it's Poison Ivy. I saw somebody post, beginning of March I think, Poison Ivy on this beautiful background fabric. And I just knew I can't put Poison Ivy on cream coloured Ada. Yes, Ada fine, but not cream coloured. So I thought, like, no Dawn, until you start that, no, just leave it. But then I went and had a look, and I found 2 fabrics that might work. And I hope they do. Or I hope they don't, then I have to buy new ones. So I got like 2 fabrics from Chromatic Alchemy, dark, and then on Crafty Kitten there were 2 fabrics that I really liked, and I thought they would actually really go with Nora Corbett's, so I ordered 4 pieces of fabric. Now, yeah, I'll show them as soon as they come. I'm one of those people, I hate it when people start showing like, oh, I bought fabric, and then they hold up like 30 pieces of fabric and they all look the same to me, specifically if it's like hardly variegated, or it's coffee dyed, tea dyed, coffee dyed, tea dyed, always looks the same to me. So but now it's going to be my fabric, so I think I'll put in a bit more effort on watching other people's fabric. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get into the patterns. I always wanted the letters from Nora. Not the mermaid, the letters, the fairy letters from Nora. And I would find like, because I have 3 initials, D, S and R. So I wanted those 3 letters. On 123 Stitch I always would get one of them, but not the other 2. And I just didn't know if I would be able to get them ever. And then suddenly, at the beginning of the year, I saw that artsanddesigns.com, they have letters from Nora. They're getting them all in. And I thought, okay, but I'm not buying stash. And if they're getting them back in, that means they'll still be there in a year or so. And I know that I've commented on some other people who said, you know, I would really like the letter, whatever, from Nora, and I can't find it. And I told them Arts and Designs has them. And then I thought, well, if I'm sending everybody to Arts and Designs to get the letters from Nora, I might want to get mine first, so that I've got them. Well, what I got was this size. Now, if you're a Nora Corbett and Mirabilia fan, as I am, you're used to this. This is what you get, usually. You know, this size, cardstock, picture on front, and then I get this. Now this is a cardstock, so at least it's that. But this doesn't fit in with my other ones. It just doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't go with my other Noras and Mirabilias, so I was a bit upset. And the other ones I got are flimsy. They even put them in plastic because they're not even cardstock, they're just paper. So I didn't want to complain because Arts and Designs are good. I cannot complain. There's nothing to complain about. So I didn't blame them, but I posted on one of the Nora Corbett's Mirabilia groups, you know, is this normal? Are these normal? And I said, yes, this is new, they come like this now. So, okay, if I know that, that's fine. Then I know it's not cheating, it's not. Because I didn't expect Arts and Designs to sell me something that would be not real, I don't know. But I'm disappointed. Anyway, I got my R. I'm getting S and a D. They're still somewhere. Unfortunately for the D, they gave me this, which was a mistake because this is Mermaid. And I used to like mermaids. Since everybody is stitching mermaids from Mirabilia, I've lost interest in mermaids. I would like to stitch the mermaid that Andrea C is stitching. The red and green, that's fantastic. But I've lost interest and I don't want to stitch my letter D with a mermaid. Especially not if I have 2 fairy ones. So I'm going to give this pattern away. It's, like I said, it's not cardstock, but it's the real article. You even have the Arts and Designs logo on there. Yeah, so if you want to win this from me, what did I write down? Yeah, if you want to win this, I mean, you can just say, I would like to stitch Mermaid. I would like to stitch the letter D. Or you could say, what I would really like to know is what you like about stitching mermaids. Why do you like stitching mermaids? What is it that attracts you to stitching mermaids? I mean, have you got a whole collection of mermaids? Do you like that their tails are sparkly, or what is it about mermaids that you like stitching mermaids? But you can also, if you don't find anything, just write, I would like to stitch a mermaid. And I leave it open until the 14th of July. So you can win this until the 14th of July. There you go. I'm doing a giveaway! I'm sorry. Yeah. Back to haul. Yeah. So I said there was this unicorn chart that I actually managed to track down. So it's not really a unicorn chart anymore, is it? If I have it, I still need to stitch it. What else is in here? Yeah. So, as you know, a chart cannot travel alone. So I got myself New Year, new dress, which actually I quite like. First I thought I should get this and then do a giveaway whenever I feel like it, but I like it too much. Sorry guys. And this is the one that I really wanted to have. It's called Corsetto. It's a corset. And I love corsets. I absolutely adore them. There's something, they do something to the feminine form, and they're amazing, and I'm not going to tell you if I wear them or not, in public or not, for special occasions or not. But I need to stitch this. I really, really, really need to stitch this. So, but not today. And it was actually quite fitting because this was in the newspaper when I saw this. We have this Spielzeugmuseum. It's a children's toy museum, but they have special exhibitions, and they had an exhibition on corsets. I would have loved to go and see those, but I've seen nearly all of them now already in various forms like this. I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, I don't know if I could breathe, but wow, just, yeah. So that was my Alessandra Adelaide. I'm getting a bit crowded over here somehow. Yeah. And I also, yeah, and got the letters from Nora. And then I had to try, what's it called? Sorry, not prepared. Yeah, mybobbin.com. I had to. I mean, they said it's cheap, and there were two kits that I had in my wish list on Arts and Designs that I found there, and those two were actually both under $10. Under $10 for a full kit. So yeah, I just had to, and they sent me a little freebie chart, so how could I not? And I had to leave it wrapped up. I mean, I know so many of you have shown it, so many of you were actually asked to go and check out this shop and buy from them. I was not asked. I didn't get a free pattern, I didn't get Yes, I got a free pattern, but I didn't get anything for free. I'm not doing this as an unboxing for mybobbin.com. I went for myself because I was checking out cross-stitch patterns left, right and centre, and I found what I needed here. And then it comes, I mean, you know, it comes just like this. And it got here actually pretty fast. And then it comes in this. And it's just beautiful. That's why I wrapped it up again. And it's been sitting there for 2 months for me to show you. So, beautiful. This, I don't actually know what, yeah, it made in Russia. That's all I know. And it's called Red Umbrella. And I had this on my Arts and Designs wish list. But getting it for under $10, I'm sorry. I'm going to this site. And it's full coverage. I know that. I love full coverage. And if you look at that, you think, oh, mon bloody, that's dreary. But no. If you look in between there, you can find all the reds, and there's a lot of red in it. So that's going to be fun. And another one, these seem to be different companies, so I can't say. Okay, I should have checked out what if they're DMC or Anchor or whatever. It doesn't matter to me at the moment because I just needed them. This is a new one that they have on Arts and Designs. I wanted a companion piece as well, but Arts and Designs run out of it, and this shop as well, unfortunately. But I love this. And got this one. And yes, this is a different company than my other car. Oh, I've got 3 cars now. That's okay. I don't know if I want to stitch like everything that goes around it or just the car. I don't know. We'll see. And then if you go over something like $50, you get free shipping. So, isn't he cute? Oh my god. And he cost what, like about $1.50 or something? Oh, I used to have a bunny rabbit. My brother used to have one too. Yeah, mine had to go back because he bit me. And my brother's we kept. It's nice. Oh, and I love the strapping cable. This is so, it just makes it so nice, you know, when you get just a pattern like this. It's just amazing. Amazing. Sorry, now I'm singing. Okay, maybe I need a break. I don't know. Okay, so those were my purchases. I've talked about the giveaway. You have time until the 14th of July, but you need to comment on this one here, at the bottom of this one. I won a giveaway in the meantime. That was long ago now. And it was from Laura, and she's loves rubber stamps and needlecraft. She hasn't got that many floss tubes, but I've seemed to be watching her, and she sent me a card that I seem to have lost. Well, I know that it's somewhere. She sent me a card. Oh, I put a card up. Couldn't wait. Is it in here? Hang on. No, it's not in here. Anyway, so she bought this cross-stitch magazine. This one. And then her mom went and bought it for her as well. So she had 2. So she gave 1 away. And I won it. So I actually got the kit that goes with it, because it was like the full magazine, you know, with everything. And would you believe it? This is just a magazine. And I was actually going to tell her, if it's just a magazine, ship it slow post, no register, just send it. If it doesn't get here, it's no big loss, it's just a magazine. But she was really fast and got it to the post office and put tracking on it. So it didn't take very long to get from her to the airport and through customs, from their airport to Switzerland airport, through customs, back post office, customs, post office. They do this back and forth here. And then nothing, no tracking, just no tracking for 10 days, 15 days, and it turned up in Denmark. I mean, Denmark is like Denmark, and then nothing, and then about 11 days later comes back to Switzerland, and then it goes through customs and back and forth and back and forth, and then it came to me. So yeah, I said bad luck with mail. I have no idea. Vicky's took about 2 months to get to me. It took one night to get actually from Florida to Switzerland, but it took ages to get through customs there, and it took about 2 weeks to get through customs here, and then I don't know where it went lost, but it took about 2 months. So absolutely, yeah. Anyway, so what I really wanted to show you is quickly, this is a lovely magazine, and I think I told you I can't get magazines in Switzerland like this. So something like that is going to be in my future stitching, because, but not in those colours, because I really like them. And would you have guessed? Sorry. Yeah, I know. I want to stitch that. And something that really surprised me, because, you know, you just open the magazine and the first time you just flip through it. And I just got stuck on this page because there was this tiny little thingy here. And, you know, I just came onto this page and there was this tiny little thingy here. And I immediately recognized it. There was like, it was like, stop, what's that? I know that. It was like, I was just sort of, you know, as you do, sort of flip through, and I was going, hang on, know that. And it says, Connie Cheese Designs. Now, our very own Connie Cheese stitches on Flosstube, Instagram, Etsy. She actually has a blog, and she's Blogger of the Month. I mean, wow. It was just like, okay, I knew she had a blog. I don't look at blogs. I watch too much Flosstube to go to blogs. But she's Blogger of the Month. It also tells that she has an Etsy shop. And I just had to tell her. I quickly read. Connie Cheese blog is an essential read for stitchers. Connie, who has been wielding a needle and thread since 2nd grade, shares cross-stitch information and tutorials, as well as showcasing her personal projects, which are great for inspiration. Connie also offers hundreds of charts, free stitch-alongs, and her own patterns are for sale through Etsy. To find out more, go to conniecheedesigns.com at blog, and I'll put that link below. But how amazing is that? To just find her in there, not even looking for her. And I had to tell her, and I think I might be able to tell you, this is Cross Stitch magazine number, oh my god, I knew how to find it out. Yeah, 278, number 278. So if you need this unicorn chart, where is it? There's actually really cutesy stuff in there. I'm not going to show everything, because go to Loves Rubber Stamps and Needlecraft, because she does a flip through. But this unicorn chart is in here. Could be in here. Yes, it's in here. So if you need that, I mean, you can hit me up. I might be able to rip it out because I don't need that, but I really love this magazine, and having Connie G in there, Connie G, sorry, yeah, I might need a break soon. Yeah, so I found Connie G in there, told her about it. She's now managed to find this magazine and has got it, so she's got that, so that's good. I got some Stitchy Kindness, and I've got some shout outs. Now I don't quite know, I'll stop this. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I just had to decide what I'm going to do because this floss tube is going to be really long. And I know some people like long floss tubes, but lots of people have put out very long floss tubes, and I know that it's StitchCon this coming weekend, so lots of people will not be watching Flosstube, and then they'll come back from StitchCon, and 400 stitches, probably half of them floss tubers will make pre and post StitchCon floss tubes. So I'll just go on. I've got some Stitchy Kindness, some shout outs, something out of an email, and something else that I wanted to address. So I do the shout outs, I'll do the Stitchy Kindness, I'll talk about the email, and my idea that I had I'll put into a different video and maybe film it today and then just put it out at a different time. I don't know. But Stitchy Kindness. I've actually got some really good friends through Flosstube, Instagram, Facebook not so much, but I'm not on Facebook that often and that much at the moment. I try to get on Instagram every second day if I can. I don't comment very much, and I've got so many people that want to go through, and I just can't. It's too overwhelming, and at the moment with work being bad, and it just yeah. Anyway, I have some really nice friends, and I made most of them through Flosstube. And some of them sent me Stitchy Kindness. Now, this just came, I think, last week. Not sure. I think it was last week. Week before. I can't remember. I said thank you to all of them, so they know that their stuff has arrived. I love this card. I mean, yeah. That needs to go up there. But it's going to go up in my kitchen because I have nearly all my Stitchy friends cards, even the ones that are up there now, in my kitchen, in between my mugs, so I can see them all the time. So this is from Kerry, and Stitches, and I won one of her giveaways. You know, she rips charts out of magazines, and this was from, I think, from a calendar or something, I don't know, but yeah, and she sent this to me, which was really nice, and I love the card, so that was really nice. And it came, I mean, I only got around to watching a Flosstube and see I won about 2 days later it got here, so oh, surprise. The other thing that was a real surprise, and I absolutely did not expect, was from Caitlin. Caitlin is Big Apple Stitcher, in case you don't know. And she wrote, just because. Happy spring. I've got my very first House of Meng needle minder, and it's a bee. It's a bee. It's a happy. I'm sorry, I'm getting really tired. But how beautiful is this? It's so amazing. Take it out of this. And it's just because, you know, it's just because. That's what friends do, and it's just so amazing. It's nothing big, but to me it came on a day when I just needed, it's not really focusing, I'm sorry, I can't do anything with my damn camera to get it to focus. Just because. And it's my first house of Meng, and it's amazing, and she knows I love bees, and it's just so kind, you know. She thought of me and she sent me something, because sending stuff to Switzerland costs a lot and it's not easy, and you need to go to the post office and you need to wrap it up properly, and then you never know if it actually gets there or not, and then you get something like this on a day when you're feeling really down and you just need something, and it's there in your letterbox, and it's just like, oh my god. So why am I putting this away? I can use it now. Then stitching button. This is the one that went all over the place until it finally got here, but there's loads and loads of goodies in here. So get it all out. Yeah. I mean, she gave me one of these. Yeah, I don't know if you can see those. It's one of those tiny little Starbucks. It's not focusing. I'm really sorry. Probably should leave it on here. It's one of those tiny little Starbucks ones, like that. There's a tea time needle minder and a little chocolate biscuit bear that have snippet out of it, and this is all not focusing, and I'm annoyed by it. Sorry. You can check my Instagram. You can find them on Instagram, and there's all her information which you probably cannot read. Stitching button. She makes bags. She makes beautiful bags. She makes needle minders, and she's great to watch. She makes floss tubes. Stitching button. Stitching button on Instagram as well. Because I wanted this little bag because I love Christmas, and it's amazing. It's really beautiful. It's so well made, and I love it to bits. And this was sort of left over after Christmas, and she said, you know, if somebody wants this, so I got this, and then she put in all these goodies, and it was, yes, she gave me some 28 count linen, a whole sort of grab bag of linen, because she knows that I only stitch in Ada and I'm not a fan of linen. But she thought, you know, giving me little scraps, I might just use them for something small and actually see that linen isn't that bad. I know linen isn't that bad, but it has all these blobs in it, and yeah, you know. And then she said she had these postcards. I think they were from her mum, and she took them with her. So this is just amazing, you know, the stuff that you find. And this is really interesting to me. I mean, how do you take a piece of stone and make something out of it like that? I would never see that in that stone. But if somebody would tell me how, you know, what it needs to look like at the end, I would be able to build it. So I'm strange that way. And then of course she knew that I like old timers, and she found that one. So yeah, I mean, could it be any better? No. She also, did I say she makes needle minders, bags? She also makes scissor fobs. And she knows that I like to drink tea, coffee. So, and it's not focusing. This is so beautiful. It's absolutely my colours, her colours, and it's got this teacup on it. And she actually gave me the scissors as well. I love scissors. I love scissors. Is it focusing? I don't know. But amazing. yeah, I know, if it's not in focus, you can see it on my Instagram. And then she actually wrote me a message. Yeah. The queen of everything. I mean, yeah. Perfect. Perfect. I mean, if I need a laugh, I go and watch Wiki. And then she put in just some DMC because, you know, I can never have enough DMC because I can't buy it here, and she knows that, so she just put some DMC in there. And she put in some of this really beautiful, beautiful blue velvet. It's from Dames of the Needle, and she just had this over from, she did a model stitch, I think it was a drum, and I said, oh, how I love this. And I'm just, oh, yeah, sorry. I mean, how generous is that? I mean, how generous is that? I mean, it's just, and yeah, like I say, it took about 2 months to get here, and she has forgotten that she sent it, and I've forgotten that she's sending me something, and then it turns up and it comes on a day when it really, cross-stitch stuff turns up on days when you don't expect it, and when you need something, when you're having a bad day, or when you really think, okay, I'm just going to explode. And this was suddenly in my mailbox. But this was also, this is probably a month ago now. Hang on, it was, yeah. More than a month ago, nearly 2 months ago. This just arrived in my mailbox. I didn't expect anything. You like the card? Done by her son. It's from Crafty Ray, and if you don't know her, check her out. Crafty Ray. She's in Wales, and she does lots of mirabilias. She stitches a lot of different stuff, and she used to do cards professionally. I think she still does. She used to make doll houses and furnishings for doll houses in cross stitch, and that's how she sort of got into cross stitching. And her floss tube's always very short, but you need to go and check her out. She's really lovely. She's such a lovely person. She actually sent me some red Ada because she knows that it's not easy for me to get any supplies, and she knows that I stitch an Ada, and she gave me this buttons and beads Christmas Village, and oh, I'm so tempted to do what Miss Osa Crafty's doing, you know, the Christmas Village all in one, but yeah, no, but I don't want to do this on perforated paper. I'd probably do it on fabric. And maybe I'll just do one, maybe I'll do 2, maybe I'll do 3, maybe I'll do 5 of them, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to doing this. I like beading. I mean, I stitch mirabilias and oracoats. I like beading, and this also has a snowman in it, and it's just, I mean, she said, yeah, something to cheer you up. She writes, sorry about the card, it's one my son made. I mean, sorry about the card? Sorry about the... I mean, no! I love this card. I love it. And now I can finally put it up and see it every day. And that just, it'll make me smile. It just does. It's... Stitchy friends are amazing. Okay, that was Stitchy Kindness. Now, just... yeah, I've been talking about shout outs, and that if new Flosstubers come along and I shout them out, because I haven't got that many subscribers, my shout outs don't reach that many people. Lots of people have said that it doesn't matter, but hearing their name said by a Flosstuber while they're stitching is actually, oh, somebody's talking about me, and it's amazing. So it's even amazing for people who have lots of followers, So while I've been sick, I've been trying to watch Flosstube, and I came across a few people who I would like to mention. I'm going to link all the channels below. There's one of them that I can't. And I can't remember all the people that I've watched that I would like to shout out. I would like to shout out everybody that I've watched. Most of them you know already, those are the big ones. So I'm going to leave those out. And just these that have sort of come up, and I just maybe want to say a bit about it. And like I say, it's been 2 months, so I might actually not quite remember everything about these people. My first shout out would go to XStitch. She's new. She made 2 or even 3 floss tubes. She's in the magical stitches, you know, the, what is it? The School for Magical Stitches and Literature group. Yes, she's in there. She has lots of whips and somehow never gets them finished. And she has this huge wedding sample that somehow she calculated fabric, I don't know, she just, too large a count. And she was struggling. She said she never finishes anything, and she just had this L to do for love at the top. And I was cheering her on, and I didn't do a floss tube, and then she brought out the next where she actually was trying to finish this big L. And since then I haven't seen her. And she was lovely. I liked her. So I wrote her down actually twice that I want to shout her out, and today I went to look if I can still find these people and who they are. She's not there anymore. So XStitch, you, the one who is stitching this huge wedding sampler with big L that you're finishing on top, if you're watching this, please let me know. Have you changed your name? Have you changed your Flosstube name? Or have you stopped making Flosstube? Because I liked watching you. I really enjoyed watching you, and it's a shame if you're gone. Please come back. Please let me know your new name. Please let me subscribe, let me watch. If there's a reason behind why you don't want to do Flosstube, it's too much or whatever, I can understand. But it's a real shame. I really enjoyed watching you. Anyway, I have a CLU cross stitching. She does all kinds of cross stitch, and she's doing a full coverage Maleficent, and she's magnificent. You should go and check her out. She's nice. She's really nice. You should watch her. Then I don't know if lots of you actually know this, but Hand Dyed Diva, she switched her channel. Hand Dyed Diva is still there, but she's not putting anything on content on that channel anymore. She's switched and is now Stitching Cafe, and she's putting different content on there. So she has floss tubes, she has diamond painting, she has cooking, she's actually reading an audiobook in chapters. So you can go along, and if she's putting up a diamond painting and you don't like diamond painting, you just skip it and just watch the ones you want. But she's got this new setup. It looks really nice, and I like her anyway. She stitches Mirabilias. She stitches Paris. She likes Paris. So if you liked Hand Dyed Diva, please switch over to Stitching Cafe. I would like to mention Andrea C again. I heart cross stitch because her projects are beautiful, and she's such a lovely person. She puts a floss tube out once a month, sometimes every 2 months, and it's difficult for her to make floss tubes, and she puts them out there on a regular basis, and I think I'm so proud of her, and I really like her, and she'll read your comment and she'll comment back, and she's just a lovely person. So if you don't know about her, go and check her out. Then Mind My Needle, she's from New Zealand, and she stitches all sorts of projects. I like that, when it's not, when people don't only stitch what everybody else is stitching, like all the country cottage needleworks and then all the patriotic stuff, because I'm not American. I understand that you stitch patriotic stuff, but it's not for me. So I actually like to see lots of different stuff, and I get enabled and I buy and I want to see, and watching somebody stitch something specific. I know I've seen so many people stitch the, first I drink the coffee, then I do the things. I've seen it stitched so many times in so many variations that I actually think I've stitched it. I haven't. I've got the mark, but I haven't stitched it. I haven't got the pattern. But I really have the feeling I've stitched it, and that's what I like. I like to see different variations, I like to see different patterns, and I like to watch people with their progress. Not just, I started this and here's it finished. I like to see it sort of come along. Yeah. Anyway, another one is Madam Ice. I mean, hearing the name Madam Ice, and me being frosty, because, yeah, I can be quite frosty sometimes. That's just already the name. I had to watch her. She works on some of her own designs, so she's actually working to design and release her own patterns someday, and I don't know, maybe even make money from it. She's just done the 24 hours of cross stitch, and she did it vlog style and then put it into one video, and she was with one friend, then two friends, then one friend, and then alone, and then she had to go to bed. It was actually quite funny, so I like her. Then we have Lindsay. It's probably Lindsay, the Scruffy Kitty. She participated in Mania, and she did actually quite well in the beginning, you know, updating and showing, and then did a recap of what she did. Eclectic Reads, you've probably already met him because it's a male stitcher, and I know that as soon as a male stitcher out there, everybody flocks to male stitchers. I don't know what the attraction is, just because he's a male stitcher. No, I like him because, for one, he's been doing a Flosstube, a booktube, so I like Jessie Marie's updates on books. I like Anne P, Fiber, Floss and Fiction. When she does her book updates, I like hearing book updates. If they're sort of short and I can relate to them. And he used to do booktube, he still does booktube, sorry, but he's been involved in theatre production and started stitching. So now he's finished with the theatre stuff for the moment, so he's back into booktubes and floss tubes, and he stitches full coverage projects. And he didn't just start 1 or 2 or 5. Go and watch. It's impressive. I need to stitch more, definitely. So, yeah. If you like full coverage stitching, or if you like booktubes, go and watch him. Then Lisa S Stitches. She's, like I said, she's been on Flosstube for 3 years, and I've only just found her. And her profile picture was my unicorn chart that I now have. Yay! Tess Stitches. She has short floss tubes, and at the moment she's doing a full coverage with a deadline. And I actually don't think I've actually seen the finished picture, but I see it every time she shows it, and she stitches like the top, and then it sort of goes in, and then it goes down like that. And now she's filling in this up, and it's amazing to just watch this progress of this full coverage coming along. And she has a deadline on it, so I like watching that, just to see how far she got this time. How far this time? Yeah. Tess Stitches. Then Crafty Gaming Jamie. She's not on very often, has short floss tubes. And I wanted to say a thank you to Calico. You probably all know Calico, but I loved her Mania vlogs that nearly came out daily, and her updates on the neighbourhood, because she filmed in her car, the neighbourhood and birds. Amazing. Thank you, Calico. Stitch M. I want to shout out to Stitch M because Brexit is looming, and we don't know if Stitch M will be able to broadcast after Brexit, because she's going to the United States for a retreat. same time as Ingeborg, I think, at Stitch Too Far. And she'll be over there for Halloween, and Halloween is Brexit time. I don't know if she'll be able to actually get back into the UK after that, if Brexit happens. And then if she's going to be locked up in Brexit hell, or if she's going to move to Ingeborg in the Netherlands. I don't know. So watch Stitch M as long as you still can. She's funny. Stitchy Shannon 85, she's been out there for some time. I've shouted her out before. If you want an upbeat, crafty, multi-crafty person to watch who sometimes drinks a drink or two while she does a floss tube, she's funny. I like her. She's nice. She's upbeat. Watch her. Emily TC Stitcher. She's pretty new to Flosstube. Then the Slovak Farm, Laura and her husband. I've shouted them out before because they shouted me out. And I just wanted to say they are planning a retreat near them. I forgot where they live, so I can't tell you where the retreat is going to be. It's somewhere where there's not that many retreats. They're planning a retreat for spring 2020. That then should be a recurring retreat every summer. So if you're interested in retreats, check them out. And they're a bit unconventional. Check them out. Then Finding Judy. I already love that name. She's Finding Judy on Instagram as well. So you'll have to go and find Judy. She's pretty new to Flosstube and she's just lovely to watch. She's just a lovely person. Check her out. Beck's Box Stitcher. She does shortish floss tubes. I can't remember why I've got her on here, but there was a reason, so check her out. Flowery Julia. Oh my god, she's really flowery. She's newish to Flosstube. She's in the Netherlands. She's a goldsmith, which I think is a fascinating job. And she also quilts. And she's not got that many floss tubes out there, but she's a beautiful person and has some really nice stitches. So go and check it out. Then we've got Andrea, the Stitchy Bookworm. I know that lots of you have actually already found her, but her setup, she's sitting on the couch like me, and she's got boxes on both sides, sort of decorative boxes, and then shelves with books on it. And alone for the setup, watch her. She's a bookworm. I think she works in a library or a bookshop. I think she works in a bookshop. So I would like to connect with her and, I don't know, have an interaction. I haven't done that yet. But she seems to me a very interesting person. So, I mean, like Darlene Baumgartner, I think I would like to sit down with Darlene and talk politics. But always with the background that I think differently than she does about politics. But it would be really interesting to discuss politics with Darlene Baumgartner. Just because she's a very interesting person and thinks in a different way than me. And I find that fascinating because I would like to see different points of view. I don't know. I'm weird that way. And Lovel's Song, she's already been shouted out by StitchyBitch42 and by Vicky. Stitch and Button. She's from New Zealand and moved to the UK. I think she's a bit lonely and misses her stitchy stuff, so people are bringing it and sending it to her. And then we have Leah Stitches. She hasn't made a video in a long time, but I found an old one or two and I quite liked her. Now, a quick stop, hang on. I'm sorry, this is a really long floss tube. Like I said, there's some things that I would like to add. There was something that I wanted to address about giving back to the community. Giving stitchy, you know, everybody talks about stitchy kindness and passing on stitchy kindness, and some people are in swaps. Now, if you have an ATC swap, you have a partner and you have you get a subject, I think, a theme, like, I don't know, princesses and pirates, and then you have to either stitch a princess or a pirate, and then you send that to your partner, and you can add whatever you like. From Carry and Stitches, I know that is the Biscornu swap, and you get a partner and you make a Biscornu and you send it to your partner and you get one back. If you're a Flosstuber, people watch you, they get to know you, they know what you like, they might see a pattern or just something that they think like you might like, and they send it to you. Now, what about all these people that actually watch Flosstube but don't make their own Flosstube? How do they get stitchy kindness? They might get stitchy kindness through people they meet on Instagram. That doesn't happen very often. Through Facebook, that hardly ever happens. They need to take part in giveaways, and that's, I feel, a bit like begging. So I had this idea of how we Flosstubers who make active videos, how we could give something back to the Flosstubers out there who watch Flosstube but do not make their own Flosstube. So I want to talk about that at length, and I do that in a different Flosstube because this one's too long. But I would just advise you to maybe think about that, to give back to the community, because yes, when you go to a retreat you can take stuff for the freebie table. You usually also have a swap, a smalls exchange or a gifts exchange or whatever. Or you meet some Flosstubers or Instagram friends that you haven't met before and you'll bring them a present. But I can't go to stitchy retreats. I don't think that I, in my lifetime, will be going to the US. So I will not go to a US stitchy retreat. How will I pass my stuff on to people who don't make active Flosstube because I don't know them? I might know their name, I might have seen their stuff on Instagram, on Facebook, I don't know. But I would like to give something back in stitchy kindness form to people who don't do active Flosstube but who watch me. People who watch me and comment on my Flosstube. And I've been thinking about that a lot. I've been thinking about it since Christmas, and I'm going to do a Flosstube about that. So, and there's also something that I've read in a blog from, what's his name, Lord Lebidian. But I think my Flosstube is too long now and I'm going to stop. So I note those two things down to put them in my next video, and now I came to an abrupt stop, and I was actually going to show you all my Mirabilias and Nora Corbett's because Big Apple Stitcher said she would like to see which patterns I've got. Not going to happen today. Yeah, so I'm not going to edit this. I've stopped editing, I just film and put it out there. And it's going to be long, and I'm really sorry about that. I hope you stay with me, watch it in pieces, I don't know. And I think that's it. So thank you for watching me, thank you for subscribing, hitting the bell so that you know when I've put a new one out. Thank you for likes, dislikes, comments, anything welcome, and participate in the giveaway if you want that chart. Other comments are welcome as well, and happy stitching everybody, and I'll see you in my next Flosstube. Or you'll see me when I film my next Flosstube. You know what I mean. Anyway, I think summer has hit, but it might turn again. Who knows? We'll see. Happy stitching everybody. Bye.